Hi everyone, I wanted to give you some additional guidelines on your philosophy of education and professional development plan project that's coming up at the end of the semester. This is due on May the 7th, and so I wanted to give you some additional information so that you would have some clarification about those guidelines, and I hope that you're thinking about this assignment. So I've posted a PowerPoint. I'll put the PowerPoint on Blackboard, and then this video will be up there as well for you to go through so you can understand this project a little bit clearer. If you have any additional questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and contact me, and I can clear up any confusion or answer any questions that you may have. So let's talk about the first section of the assignment. The first section of this assignment asks you to describe your beliefs and attitudes about young children, and then it has these 4 different sections that it wants you to discuss your fundamental beliefs about young children. And then what they want you to do is to apply to each of these sections. The assignment wants you to apply different theoretical and philosophical perspectives that informed your beliefs of these 4 areas here, these 1, 2, 3, 4 areas here. So I don't want you to get tripped up on this phrasing here. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to think about all of the information that you've learned this semester. Everything from day 1, what we've learned about developmentally appropriate practice, what we've learned about theory, what we've learned about different curriculum models, what we've learned about play, everything that we've learned. How has that helped to shape your fundamental beliefs about young children? How has that information shaped your beliefs about them as learners, as members of a classroom, as members of a family unit, and as members of a society, as a member of their community? So again, don't get tripped up on these big words here, but just think about all of that information that you've learned throughout this semester and apply that. So again, I've included in this red section here a great way to draft this section to make sure that you're including all the necessary information. So again, you can phrase it like this. You don't have to follow this phrasing, but again, this is a way that you can format it to make sure that you're hitting on all of those points that the assignment is asking you to hit on. So again, you can phrase it like this. I believe that when it comes to supporting young children as learners, and then ... you need to insert your beliefs. So you're going to discuss that in a couple sentences, and then you're going to say, my attitudes and beliefs about young children as learners has been shaped by, and then this is where you're going to apply that theory and or research that reflects your attitudes and beliefs. And then in the next paragraph, you're going to talk about the next bullet point. I believe that when it comes to supporting young children as members of a classroom community, ... Again, insert your beliefs here, and then include this sentence. My attitudes and beliefs about this has been shaped by, and then again, this is where you're going to apply that research and that information that we've been learning throughout the semester that's been shaping your beliefs and your attitudes about how children learn and their role in a classroom and who they are and what you believe about them in a family unit and as members of a larger society. So again, this is just a way that you can format that just to make sure that you're getting in all that information. So again, it's your thoughts paired with research and theory that you've been learning throughout the semester. Again, you have beliefs, but your beliefs have been shaped by what you're learning throughout the semester. You may not feel that everything meshes with your beliefs, and that's okay. But hopefully along the way, there's been things that's really hit home to you, and you can say, hey, you know, this theory is something that really is shaping who I am as a teacher. This theory is really shaping what I believe about children and how they learn and who they are in a classroom community. So again, that's what we want to see in this assignment. We really want to see where you're coming and how you're evolving as a teacher and what that philosophy looks like as a professional and what that research behind it to attach to those beliefs so that you can say, hey, I believe this, but my beliefs are based on solid theory and research. So that's what we're looking for in this assignment. So moving on, the second part of the assignment, or the second section, it's not really the second part, it's the second section of that first part of the assignment, again asks you to discuss your beliefs and attitudes. Now on this section, it's asking you to describe your beliefs and attitudes about the role of the teacher. So again, what are your beliefs about the role of the early childhood teacher? And then they have different bullet points that they want you to touch on. What do you believe about the role of the teacher being a facilitator of learning, as an assessor, as a nurturer of social emotional needs, as a creator of community, as a partner with families, as an advocate, as an ethical early childhood professional, as an effective member of an early childhood team? So again, all of these things are things that we've talked about throughout this semester, things that you've learned about throughout this semester. So now it's your chance to say, okay, what do I believe about these things? It's a chance for you to discuss, what do you really believe about these things? And then again, attach that research and theory that you've been learning about to help support that, to help really show me that I have these beliefs, but I also understand this. I understand that my beliefs are grounded in this theory and research of early childhood education. Again, so the assignment also asks you to take these 4 bullet points here, and they want you to apply this information to these bullet points here. So they want you to apply specific philosophical, professional, and ethical perspectives from the field of early childhood, general education, early childhood special education, and early intervention. Again, all 4 of these are very wordy, very technical, and I don't want you to get tripped up on the phrasing. I put this in red here just to help you to better understand this. It says these last 4 bullet points will not necessarily be applied to each of these beliefs. So each of these bullet points here, you won't necessarily have to touch on all 4 of these, but these bullet points will give you the type of research that you'll need to apply to show your understandings of these aspects of early childhood education. I'm going to move on to the next slide here. So again, one thing, I'm going to jump down to this here. Oh, sorry about that. So in red here, it says these 4 bulleted points are a very technical way of stating all of the content that you've learned about in this course. So again, go back and look through all of the theory and research that you've learned about early childhood education throughout this semester. Any of this research could be applied to your beliefs about how children learn and the role of the teacher. So again, you're going to look at these 4 bullet points here. Again, they're wordy, but all they're asking you to apply is the research that you've learned about in this course. So again, think about all of that information and how is it helping to formulate your ideas about what you believe the teacher's role is when it comes to a facilitator of learning. Again, you can touch on any or all of these bullet points, or you can touch on 1 or 2 of them, or even just one of them. What do you believe the early childhood teacher's role as an assessor means? What does that mean? Again, I'm going to skip ahead there. Again, these are those 4 bullet points, again, in a different slide. Don't get tripped up on the wording. We haven't talked a lot about early childhood special education. We haven't talked a lot about early intervention, but we've talked about early childhood general education a lot this semester. That's what the whole semester has been about. So again, this assignment is one that has been given to us through Gateways of Illinois. It's a brand new assignment for this course. Anyone who's taking 101 this semester is kind of our guinea pigs for completing this assignment, and so based on our outcome and how the students do this assignment will help us to give feedback to Gateways as to if it was something that was too technical, too difficult, too easy. So it's going to help us inform our discussion with Gateways so that they know if this is an assignment that is truly appropriate for this course, or if it's something that's maybe better suited for a course that students take in the future when they have more background knowledge to help reflect the information that they're asking of this assignment. So again, this is the wording that they've given us. It's very, very technical. So again, don't get tripped up on that wording, but just think of this as all of the information that you've been learning throughout the semester, all of that research, anything that we've learned, all the discussions of the Code of Ethical Conduct, all of the information about developmentally appropriate practice, all of the information about emergent learning, about observation, assessment, guidance, relationships with parents, theories, curriculum modules. All of that stuff is in, what they're talking about here. All of that is the meat of those bullet points. So again, I don't want you to get tripped up on the wording. I just want you to think of this and say, oh, They're just asking me to apply all of those different things there. Which of those different categories has helped to support and to define my beliefs in these different areas? So I hope that makes sense. Okay, so again, a good way to format this section to make sure you've addressed the topic and include the research is to phrase it similar to this. I believe that the early childhood teacher is a facilitator of learning because ... and include your beliefs. What do you think that means? What does that look like to you? And then my beliefs about this has been shaped by, and then again, include research for one or more of these bulleted points to support. Or again, if these bulleted points are confusing you, just give research from information that we've learned throughout each week of this course and the different modules that you've gone in and saw the research and learned about that research and learned about all the theory. Include that information in there to support your beliefs about those different bullet points. And then you can use that phrasing for each of those. So you know. So again, I believe that the early childhood teacher is an assessor of learning because ... I believe that the early childhood teacher is a nurturer of social emotional needs because ... and then so on and so forth. And then just covering all of those bullet points. And then just making sure that the second part of that discussion in those paragraphs is my beliefs about this has been shaped by, and then that's where you're going to apply that research. So again, I want to see your opinions. I want to see your thoughts and your beliefs, how it's shaping your philosophy. But then I also need to see it partnered with that research to make sure that you're applying that information in a correct way, that you're understanding what you're talking about. So again, that's what you're going to be doing. So again, you're going to include your beliefs, and then you're going to support your beliefs for each of those things that they're talking about in those sections. Okay. That's the first part. The first part is all about that philosophy of education. Part 2 is about this professional development plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this video because I'm looking at my time and it maxes out at 15 minutes, and I'm going to do another shorter video for this. So I will be right back, and you can catch the directions for the rest of this in the next video.